Hello, everybody. Welcome to the D-Pad. I'm Rick.
I'm John.
Sra.
This is our Patreon Hangout for November of 2020.
The best year of all time.
Oh,
Yes,
God.
on Black Friday. Man, it's the lighting in this room is so bad with this. I need to
You
get a
were
new
the
webcam.
one that chose to
Like
go
the
with
mood
the
lighting.
because it was a nice like orangey kind of mood lighting for
It's
Patreon,
nice,
but let
we're
me.
invisible.
Oh,
yeah, but you're
oh
wearing- you're wearing
God,
a
this
black
is so bright.
t-shirt.
Hey, yes. Hi, everyone. Hello.
Here, I'll go halfway back. Wearing a
My
black
cat.
T-shirt. Sarah's wearing a dark robe on a black couch. There's dark everything everywhere. So
With a gray and white cat.
yes.
Yeah. So anyway,
Oh, is
John to
John's-
turn his mic on?
Oh, is yours not plugged in?
It should be on. Can anyone else not hear me?
Talk again.
Boop boop. Oh yeah.
No, you should be right
check.
there.
Check. Yeah, because you don't need to be. You don't need to be
Yeah.
recording, right?
Maybe you're just quiet on yours.
That's not like me.
Is he super quiet on the audio there?
Give us some more info with which to debug.
Yeah, we can fix this.
More data, please.
Grab
For-
a different mic if it's gonna be bad.
In the meantime, the scream pad. Oh no, is everyone super loud?
Hey, Alex Britt.
He's there, just quieter than Rick and Sarah.
Oh, are we too
well, I can-
loud?
can
Is
you
that the problem?
bump
I can
Yeah.
be quieter.
I'm purple cable.
They're not in any meaningful numeric order. This should boost you by quite a bit.
Checkity check check. Hello, welcome back to the D-Pad. My name is John. I've been a bit absent lately, but thanks to COVID, I'm gonna be here permanently now.
Oh goodness.
Let's see. That looks like it's pretty good.
And now even more so. Perfect. I'll take it. Alex,
All
long
right.
time no see, my man. Trials is coming back. I'm not gonna leave that game half done. More
You
than
say
half
that.
done. Just gotta find time.
I was gonna say it sounded from folks like you were like very close to the end. Actually,
Yeah, I
like
think
you
we were easily 2/3. I think.
Yeah.
Demon Souls ASAP.
Mhm.
I'm trying to convince Ben to do it with me, maybe for the channel, maybe for a stream, maybe just for fun as bros. A weird thing we could do where we just like play games
It
near
is an
each other
option.
and be happy.
Ooh.
Hypothetically, that is an option. I don't know if
Yeah.
anyone's
I
considered
do this
that.
sometimes. Rick doesn't understand.
Super
I'm
worried
playing a
for
bunch
you
of
to
stuff. I
return.
posted a thing today because I've been playing Crackdown just
I'm
like,
teasing you,
on
baby.
my own.
Oxford, I'll actually be okay because I haven't played any games since then, so I will be just as bad as always.
There you go.
Yeah. Hey, I know who I am.
Oh God.
Is there an agenda to this, or do we just like
Yeah, no,
watch
there
the
Yeah,
chat
Rick
and
has stuff that
have
he
a good
goes
time?
through.
Yeah, it's been a wild month. We've started. I guess the biggest
true.
kind of news is that we started both Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity, and we also started the PlayStation Classic series. Every
Yes,
year, it didn't really start out as an annual tradition, but it just sort of became one of like at the end of the year we just do another like classic micro console.
Yep.
It
just always they keep releasing them. I'm sure we'll have like a micro Game Boy Advance,
maybe I don't know.
That'd
They already have one of those.
a tiny.
It's a Game
It's
Boy
literally
Advance.
called the Game Boy Micro.
Well, then a micro one of those.
Oh, okay, there we go. There's a Game Gear one, but like
It's not.
it's just
official,
bad.
though, right? Isn't
No,
it
it's
just-
official.
Oh.
It's just bad
Ouch.
and terribly thought out and way too expensive, especially compared to the Genesis Mini, and is very tiny and doesn't have video out, and it's just a big fucking
that sounds
nightmare.
god awful.
Terrible
N64
idea.
would be fun.
It's a terrible idea
Or
that seems to
Tiny
be
Cube.
preying on. In Japan, I guess lots of people are still into like keychains for their cell phones and stuff, so they're like super playing on that.
Gotcha.
Praying, whatever,
Yeah.
what have you.
Yeah, we're not. If we can't get video out, we're not going to bother. I think.
Yeah, no, I don't think
Also,
we're gonna.
the
run into
library
that.
isn't that good, so it would just
Yeah,
be
it's
a
a
lot of
weird
games I don't wanna
selection.
play.
It's a weird selection. N64 Mini would be pretty rad. I think
That's what I said.
next year would be. I know that's what I said. Like I think next year would be the 25th anniversary of the N64. I think that's next year. I think it was
That
96.
makes sense.
I'm pretty sure anyway.
So hopefully
Oh
we'll do it.
man,
They'd be stupid not to.
the Ratchet Jack games. Those would be all be fun.
Yeah,
Those are all
PS2
good
Tiny would be
games.
cool.
PS2, yeah, that's the biggest problem for a PS2 like mini would be figuring out what games to put on there in the first place. Like
I
there's
know.
so many.
Everyone's got like their own.
I'm
30
honestly just
games
still
that
shocked
overlap.
that like Crash Bandicoot and some of that stuff
Yeah.
wasn't on PS1.
I was gonna say some of the big whiffs on the PlayStation Classic make me wonder if they wouldn't just totally mess it up if they did a PS2 one.
right? It's like excuse you, what happened here?
It
Not
is so
wrong.
shocking to me that Crash and Spyro are completely absent from.
I don't know.
the
I
PS1
feel like like the
classic.
argument is it's like because they both got recent remakes is basically why.
That
but
doesn't stop these companies.
No,
It
Before.
still feels really weird to me, right? Yeah, it's like no, those should be on there because
Yeah.
like those are very like you're trying to do for that console.
wonder if
right?
it's more
Especially
that
the
they're
original
bitter.
versions too.
Yeah,
I
right.
think
I
they're
don't know.
bitter because they used to be sort of pseudo mascots and now they're cross-platform. I wonder if
Maybe.
it's that.
I don't know.
They're
It's
not
so
really.
weird.
'Cause Sony leadership does some weird things.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
They do have a chip on their shoulder at times.
We'll have to see. There's a couple other micro
It just
consoles
feels
that are-
dumb.
Yeah, it does.
That's all I have to say here.
You guys
But-
are witnessing the let's see how long John's hair can get. Let's
It's
play.
Yeah, that's
so
about as long as I think
fluffy.
I've ever seen
And
it.
it like it does all these different shapes.
pretty
Sometimes it's
fun.
like spiky in one direction, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's spiky and fluffy in the other direction.
I'm rebuilding
I've been
my
watching
entire
it.
life from the ground up, and I'm
Starting
trying
with
to
the
be
hair.
an anime character in this build. So
Oh my
we'll see how
god!
it goes.
No, it's fascinating. The hair does all these different shapes.
Well, thank you.
I just hopped out of the shower, so I figured that this would be better than seeing my awful, ridiculous, still
Nah, come
damp
on, let's
hair.
see. Let's see it. Take it off.
It's
Give us-
just-
give
Look
us
a
the
lot
whole
worse
thing.
now
All right.
with the hat hair going on.
I tried, internet. I tried.
Oh
you,
my god!
You just have ridiculously fluffy hair, John.
Thank you. I work out.
There's
Okay.
been yeah, the Rayman episode I thought was fucking hilarious. That one was just like a roller coaster of just wild shit. I'm curious to see how the rest go, especially since aside from there being really huge whiffs on like missed opportunities with the classic, there's also some games that are on there that I don't understand what the rationale was for including them. So that'll be an interesting.
Were the ones that you're like not sure about, were they mostly Sony first party?
Some of them are, but not all. Like I don't know who made Intelligent Cube. That's a weird one.
What about Derby or whatever it was?
Demolition Derby.
Yeah.
That one was interesting.
Apparently, that also comes back for like what N64 with far more
Oh,
like
yeah.
tracks and cars.
Apparently, the
and-
N64 version, yeah, was like way better put together
Mhm.
and fuller done and all of that. Mr.
Things
Driller
were
was
learned.
Mr. Driller was interesting. Doesn't seem like you can put Tetris on an NES Classic and totally justify it. Mr. Driller on a PS1 Classic feels weird to me. Like, you need to be the mother of all. Like, Columns makes sense. I think Columns is on the Game Gear minis, and that makes perfect sense.
Well,
But
that
you
was
have
one
to
of their
be-
top 5 games.
Yeah, you have to be like the mother of all puzzle games to really warrant being like taking up a slot on one of these.
Or even just like being one of the best games on the console.
Yeah. Yep.
Intelligent Cube is not, I would say.
They publish Intelligent
I
Cube.
mean, I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like they picked kind of more randomly than that.
Yeah.
That's how it feels to me, anyway.
Mhm. Oh yeah, Mr. Driller had a sequel on the Switch this year. Yeah. I don't know if it's how many games have been in the series, but it is a new game, and it's also technically a spin-off of Dig Dug and another game. Like the
How
main
does this-
character.
I think that doesn't make sense to me.
The main character is canonically the son of the main character from Dig Dug, who has a normal guy name. Like he's not Dig Dug, he's like a dude with a name.
Bill.
And then
Well, something Driller, apparently.
nope, it's not.
Well, if this guy's
Is
Mr.
his name
Driller.
Doug? His name should be Doug.
It should be Doug, but it's not. It's like some fairly generic Japanese name. Hori Taizo. Yeah, there we go.
Horitaizo.
Well, how is this kid named Mr. Driller then?
The kid is not named Mr. Driller. That's
That's
just
a
the name of the
different-
franchise.
Yeah.
Lies.
Wait, are Dig Dug and Mr. Driller the same thing?
No, the main character from Mr. Driller is the son of the main character from Dig Dug,
Horitaizo.
Hori Taizo.
Okay.
So Susumu,
Mr. and
Susumu
Mrs.
Hori.
Taizo's son Hori.
Oh, goodness.
So Hori Susumu is the one from Mr. Driller. It's the son of Hori Taizo from Dig Dug and Toby Masuyo from Baraduke. Or Baraduke. I assume it's Baraduke.
I think Oxpert's explaining it better. It's like Mr. Plow, but that doesn't mean Homer Simpson's
Yeah.
actual name is Plow.
Fair.
Also known as Alien Sector, a scrolling shooter arcade game from Namco in '85. So like Samus Aran, basically, is what it sounds like. Anyway,
I always said Samus Aran.
it is pronounced like Duke. Oh, double weird. What's that?
I always thought it was Samus Aran.
I don't know.
Aran feels weird to me, but it's one of
'Cause-
those things that we've only ever read as kids and never actually heard anyone say out loud.
Well, so Samus
Right, yeah,
is
once you have your
apparently-
own pronunciation.
From what I understand, Samus is actually a real name. It is essentially the female version of
Aran.
Seamus.
Yeah. Huh.
But I don't know about Aaron or Aran
That's
or
cool.
that.
Samus Aaron.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
What
Oh my god.
was the other one? Like I still say Ryu as Ryu, even though I fucking
It's
speak
Ryu,
Japanese.
yeah.
but like it's always been Ryu.
It
since I
seems
was
like that just
2.
kind of
Yeah.
Iran. I've heard
Seems
Iran. Yeah, I've never heard
Aaron.
Aaron before though. That I have not heard.
I mean, I was 4, so it's like.
Well, there we
Aaron,
go.
I've heard that word before.
It's pronounced in one of the songs in Brawl. In one of the songs?
Samus Aran, Samus Aran, Samus.
Yeah, what? I
I don't
didn't
know.
realize that the songs.
And John's pronouncing it correctly.
What? That's weird. I gotta see.
Actually, it's pronounced Ryu.
One of the songs starts with a monologue. What?
Are you talking about Jason? Jason's the best. I want to get him back. He's hilarious. He was not being serious when he said that, by the way.
It's Ryu.
There's a song.
Still one of my favorite little bits there.
Okay, I'm late.
So now
Hi,
I'm curious
Cutman
about this.
Jacuzzi. You too are lovely. That's right, you. Pointing at you.
With a little narrator that says Samus is fighting the space pirates. Isn't that? Is that an actual thing from Brawl? I know that that's a thing in one of the Star Bomb songs.
Oh, Magical Mudkips. Got it. Sorry, I'm not good with all the screen names.
In most media, Samus's name is pronounced Samus. However, in Brawl, the announcer pronounces it as Samus.
Right, which is correct.
This change in pronunciation is consistent with the way Samus is pronounced in Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. So apparently, it was Samus for a long time, and then Brawl came in and went, actually, it's Samus. And then the Metroid series went, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's confusing.
Gotcha. Yeah, I only have 2 screen names that I've been using for 100 years, so I feel you.
Oh my God,
So-
Sounds
no
like
one
she's
can
being
agree
all
on this.
squeaky down there.
Goji?
No, Tonka.
Oh, Tonk.
Goji's being happy and calm. So it sounded like Tonka was being a squeak monster.
Dude, Goji will not leave me alone. Now that I'm back,
Oh yeah.
she's just like at night. She's just like, I'm literally sitting on my bed playing guitar, and she jumps on it and is like, petting me now, pet me now. And I was just like, okay. And she wouldn't leave me alone for 3 hours. I fell asleep with the lights on and a
Oh
guitar
my God.
because she's like super intense and needy, but it's cute, so I'm into it. But also, hi Sarah, petting the cat in the distance. Yeah.
I'm
Oh, I
trying-
mean, she's needy all the time, and I understand.
Yeah.
This
I'm
is what you
trying
get
to-
for leaving her.
I know it's nice that she actually cares. I was afraid she'd forget about me.
this whole Samus. I'm gonna keep going with Iran because I'm never gonna remember otherwise. But the whole Samus pronunciation thing. There was some video that I saw recently that was all about someone who was trying to find a definitive name, the definitive English pronunciation of it was a JRPG or something like that, but it had like a difficult to like determine pronunciation that never got like an official thing except in this one very specific place. And it's bothering me so much that I can't remember what the hell the name
It's
of
like
it
a
was
made up
now.
name for a game.
You're so ridiculous.
I don't remember.
Or YS or whatever.
No,
right?
it isn't that. That
'Cause
one's. I think that
also
one's just East.
Don't understand.
I think that one's officially East.
Lakitu. Yeah,
It's either East or Ice, but I think it's East.
that's a good point. I've always been curious, like Lakitu etymology. Let's see if anything comes up there.
Oh my God.
It's fun to just Google something weird and then etymology to see if you actually get anything, because when you do, it's usually great.
Yeah, right.
Lakitu, known in Japan as Jugemu,
Oh,
is a
Jugum.
fictional flying Koopa in the Mario franchise.
That's where we get Jugum's Cloud or whatever.
Blah 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 blah. First appearance, voiced by. Concept and description. Special vehicle smiling face.
Oh, man.
Does not say where the name comes from. If you guys can find this out, I will be significantly happy.
For some reason, my brain keeps going to like Suikoden or something, and I'm like, that's not it. It's not that game, but it was one that reminded me of that when
You're so ridiculous.
I was watching this
sometimes.
video.
Well, if it's Japanese, there's like a right answer, but I imagine you would know that if it was. So it must be something else.
It was one that people argued over whether it was the more anglicized or Japanese name, but then there were like other alternatives, and it's bugging me so much because like. Was it a Tales game or something? Now I'm like,
Tales of Berseria, because there's a bunch of dumb.
oh my God,
ones.
the Tales games have the most absolutely ridiculous names.
Yeah, we're going off on a weird tangent.
Yeah,
here,
I
but
guess
don't know
so.
that we
Yeah,
have
come
it,
on, stay
you know,
focused.
whatever. Yeah.
Man, it's just bumming me out now because I thought that I had posted a thing about it when I saw it. I was like,
Back
huh,
to your
but
list.
Clarth Klaus.
Clarth Klaus? No, this is definitely like the name of a game, and I think it was a JRPG. But it had like it had an English name, but no one ever said the name of it in the game. So it was like some weird side media thing for it that I'm relatively sure is the name of the game itself. Yeah.
I don't know. You're gonna remember
Lucas
this, like,
in Mother
at
3 is
4
supposed to be
a.m.
pronounced with a silent S. Wrong. That's not how names work. He's not Luca. That's not how that works. Not a chance. He's Lucas.
Summoner character in Fantasia's name is Clarth. Okay. Anyway, time to talk about the schedule.
Doesn't matter. He's Lucas. Yeah. Well, let's get into the schedule.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
Get into the
Oh my
schedule.
God.
So
Can we just skip this part and just read what Final Biscuit said and call it
Yeah.
call it accurate?
oh yeah, obviously it's accurate, but it's also the holidays, and afterwards
Yeah.
it'll.
Yeah, and we'll have some time to do it actually because we're all housebound and have
Yeah,
time
no
off.
kidding.
So how about that?
Speaking of things that are ruining the schedule and making it a million times worse, Hyrule Warriors. We have started playing Hyrule Warriors, and literally the first time we sat down to play it, we played like 2-3 hours of it in one sitting. So off to a good start. Been very enjoyable so far. I'm curious how long the game actually is, because the game presents itself in a way where it's like, all right, here's a couple starting chapters, and then here's a couple like main chapter segment things, and I'm like, okay, or like here are main like battles to do, and I'm like, okay, these seem like they're already surprisingly far along, so I have to imagine that something's going to go and mess shit up. Like this is one very long like tutorial segment, and then things are going to like open up into a much bigger thing. So we'll see how that goes. But we've recorded, I think, 9 episodes so far. I'm curious how that's going to go.
Yeah, you said it's good, but like, does it feel more like Hyrule Warriors, or did they like start making it feel a little more like an actual real Zelda game?
It still feels like Hyrule Warriors, but it feels less. It feels less stock in a way. Like it definitely has more of Breath of the Wild's fingerprint on it this time around.
Okay.
The runes for Link are all for Link and Zelda and Impa are all pretty rad, and easy to grab. Healing is very easy as well, and I feel like it's like the streamlining for it means it's going to be a lot harder in some spots. You just have to be quick to heal. But it's been pretty solid so far. I'm curious how this whole time. So the whole plot,
They streamlined
unsurprisingly,
a lot of stuff just in general.
yeah, there's a lot of it. Like the entire game gets run through the world map this time around instead of a bunch
Okay,
of
I
like
need you
menus.
to drop your elbow, John, or I can't read chat.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
My shoulders are sore, so I've been trying to
I'm
like
sorry.
stretch out weirdly like a scarecrow.
I
So.
just like that's
My
where the
bad.
computer is. I can't.
Yeah, no problem.
I love you though.
unsurprisingly, the story also dabbles in time travel and time weirdness and stuff. Actually, I guess the last one wasn't time travel. The last one was just dimensional travel.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is time travel explicitly. So we haven't seen any dimensional weirdness yet, but we're starting to
there's
see.
the argument that doing the time travel causes, other dimensions with the splitting of,
sort of,
the
yeah.
path and blah blah blah. But that's
But it's definitely not like, hey, here's
universe theory
characters
kinda
from
thing.
yeah. It's not like here's characters from another dimension showing up to help fight the threat.
true.
This is
well,
here's
yet, who
here's
knows?
here's stuff from the future coming back to mess with the past.
Is there really going to be Tingle DLC for?
No.
There should be,
No,
because
probably
everyone's
not, anyway.
favorite is Tingle.
This doesn't fit in the timeline.
People
Oh,
really
I
have to
mean,
give up on the fucking Zelda
the
timeline.
moment-
there's just so many timelines. Just accept that this is one of those little timeline loop
Well, that's the
things.
thing, yeah.
like that's
If people are
sometimes
freaking
that's what
out,
happens.
if people are freaking out about this, then they're freaking out about the wrong part of the Zelda timeline. This is
Yeah.
pretty clear time travel so far, where it's like, all right,
as
things go
opposed
back,
to some of the more
new branch.
complicated Zelda timeline shit that
exactly.
people have had to come up with
Movies,
over the years.
Yeah.
Like,
that's the thing. Like the harder one would have been Hyrule Warriors, which isn't even canon in the first place. So like it doesn't even matter. It borrows from the canon, but it's the same way as like the Netflix Marvel shows are like a one-way canon. They take canon from the Marvel movies, but they don't contribute back to the canon.
You guys ever think that it's weird that we use canon in all these different ways?
I mean-
canon means the actual truth of a story, but also a weapon you use to blow holes in ships, and also you canonize saints.
I thought
which
you meant
you could
well,
do
the
either
other
way.
canon, the one that's blowholes in ships is spelled differently.
No, I know, but it's just weird that oftentimes like homonyms have like a reason they're related, but
yeah.
I have no idea how those two happened.
I feel like well, for example, I want to say
homonyms. I don't know.
I forget. I think male and female technically come from two completely different sources. They do not share a common
Wait.
like etymological root.
Male and female.
It was either male and female or man and woman
Weird.
come from entirely different sources, and they just happen to eventually like converge.
It might be man and woman, but that seems like it makes more sense because the key word in woman is womb.
I forget if that's actually true or not. I definitely that's usually what I think.
Apparently, we've started an etymology podcast
I know,
today.
yeah,
so
I
let's
don't know.
let's
The
see
lighting
when you
was
said
LED
when you said canon, I thought you were
panels.
talking more about like
It's not that.
there's a reference of like so there's canon when it comes to like a singular fictional work or universe. So like Marvel has their own canon and Disney has their own canon and all that stuff. But then there's also like canon in reference to like I don't know how to describe this, like the fictional output of a culture or something. So like like Sherlock Holmes has like an internal canon of like his own stories and all of that, but there's also he's part of the Western,
larger
like,
Western literary
canon of
canon.
literature.
But those are all
like,
basically the same thing. Like
Yeah,
a saint
sorta, yeah.
is canon for that religion, which is just a story. And I think that's actually the religion one came first, and then the story one's kind of adopted that. Think Story Bible, think part of the canon of Star Wars, like those
Yeah.
kind of things. So those all go together. These guys in chat are telling us all about the etymology
I
of
guess
woman.
so, yeah.
From with, women are more rad, meaning the male equivalent was wormin. Fun.
So
That's
it might
crazy.
have been, and maybe it was,
James Games gets it.
yeah,
Whiffman.
Whiffman and Worman. Oh my God.
That doesn't have the same ring to it. Like, man, I got to find me a Whiffman. I don't think that's gonna catch
my
on.
God. Yeah, I don't.
I think it's good we moved away from it.
Women and woman. We're from different Latin words based on dictionary.com. There we go. I remember reading about this at some point and being
crazy.
like, this is wild, because I would have assumed that it was just some kind of prefix and then male or man or whichever one it was. But
Languages are super cool.
language is wild.
Anyway,
But
check
yeah,
out our
Hyrule-
etymology podcast coming soon, 2021.
Yeah, Hyrule Warriors is going well. I'm looking forward to seeing where that's going. This is the first time we're playing Hyrule Warriors without an implicit like time limit on it, which is nice. Because the first time we did Hyrule Warriors, it was relatively far into the original Legendary Let's Play. So I was kind of like anxious about letting it run on too long while we had other stuff, and especially as it was coming to an end, it would have felt kind of weird if like we've done them all. Now we're gonna keep doing Hyrule Warriors though. We got a little bit more of that. Like it would have felt weird. And then the same thing for Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition when we did that during the like a New Day segment or Dawn of a New Day, where we were like, all right, we have a hard like that one was even like stricter of like we have a hard deadline for this, so let's push through so we can get A Terrible Fate on its feet. And now we've got this one where there is no real deadline, so we don't have to like plow through it. We can just like take it at our own speed. We can check everything out. We don't have to like break our backs trying to make it happen in like a super short amount of time. And then when we're done, we're basically at the end at that point, so that's gonna be good. Yeah, I never really finished all the adventure mode stuff on. If anything, the strangest thing to me is that Age of Calamity doesn't really have like. So the two Hyrule Warriors games that came before had like menus where you're like, oh, you got different modes and things. You can do all these other things, and this one doesn't have that. It's just got here's your game. So I don't know what's going to happen as far as any.
Do you think that if you beat it, it'll unlock some of that?
I think that would have to be my guess, where it's like, all right, now here's like future mode or something where you can do like much harder things as if you're in the actual battle or whatever. But
yeah.
I don't know. So that's kind of neat. We'll have to see how Age of Calamity goes, but it's looking good so far.
Yeah.
Sarah has been our resident Impa for that, and I've been the resident Link for that, and so far Jeff
was everybody else.
been the third person who's been whoever, but he ain't here this weekend, so.
Yeah, so hashtag #NZelda 2021. Although fucking Breath of the Wild 2 likely will come out.
No, they've already said pretty clearly that they're pretty behind on that. Like COVID really messed up their plans.
All right.
Oh,
They
a whole bunch of
probably-
people, had
They
stuff like
probably
that.
would have been done somewhere over the course of like from November to like February, it sounded like, but COVID like super messed it up.
All right.
So like they're probably aiming for like holiday 2021 at this point,
Okay.
which is fine. I don't mind a
Don't mind
big long
waiting.
breath before doing
Cool.
another Breath of the Wild game.
Yep.
A
But
whole
yeah.
bunch of people seem to be delayed from COVID. Which
Oh,
is-
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
sense.
I'm imagining Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 is going to be like 2020. Late 2022, I hope. Probably 2023.
I'd be surprised if it was then. It sounded like they were thinking like a couple years in between them just to
Well, it's
start
Square,
with.
right? Didn't FF15 take 11 years for a mediocre game?
Something like that, yeah. And it took so long. It started as a
Ow.
Final Fantasy 13 game, and they were like, "Nah, never mind. 13
Moment's
won't matter.
gone.
Yeah, 13 won't matter anymore by the time this actually comes out."
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's going nicely. It'll be cool to see how that plays out. In the world of Mega Man, we finished Mega Mari. We have a few more episodes coming out before we move on from that. But boy, Rosenkreuz Stilett and Mega Mari back to back was a grueling endeavor.
I don't understand most of the words you said.
Rosenkreuz Stilett was is German for, at least according to the game, though its questionable translation is Blades of the Rose Cross.
Sure,
I think was how it works.
Okay.
But yeah, really hard. Mega Man 2 especially, but a few other Mega Man games inspired fan game.
Okay.
Sold on Steam and at Comiket back at the end of the 2000s, and they even made a sequel a couple years back.
Cool.
But
Cool.
yeah,
So you're just playing that as part of the Mega
as far
Let's Play,
as
or
far
just
as the
kinda for
post game,
fun?
as part of the Mega Let's Play post game. Just
Gotcha.
there's a few notable fan games that made their way in
Yeah.
there. Just either ones that were like particularly important to the series and the fan base, or ones that like took really strong inspiration and were actually like produced. That's how we got the Cryon Conquest as well. It was
Yeah.
another very strongly Mega Man inspired game.
Yeah.
Mega Mari as well, same thing,
Yeah.
except that was made by the Toho Project people.
Mm-hmm.
Blatant Mega Man clone there as well.
Are the things that are going to come after already known to the people, or am I not allowed to say words?
Not yet.
Okay.
Nope. You'll
Because
see.
I had a bunch of questions and I decided that this is the kind of thing that Rick probably wouldn't have wanted me to ask, so I caught it.
Well, you guys will see next week what the next thing is, and I think let me double check something real quick because I want to say
Very true, James Games. Very true.
We have one left before we actually reach 2010 in the post game, and then we're there. We're finally, strictly speaking, it's 2010, but not before Mega Man 10 came out. So it's like not strictly in there. There's another 2 games before we get there, but we are in 2010 after the next game. So,
Sure.
Let's see. Just checking down the chat.
So it was next on the agenda.
I gotta remember to put the Super Cable Boy stuff into You Do It. I meant to include that in there and I forgot. It's not on the playlist yet, but I have to add that later. Sonic, we're still taking a quick breather from that. More to come in the next week or two. Oh my God, yeah, that Skyward Sword episode was frustrating. Oh, was it Twilight Princess? It was the Sky. Oh yeah, no, it was the Sky. It was the Sky Temple, the one
and
with
it
all
was
the Oko in it.
Only 8 years ago. You don't have to exaggerate the number of years when the number of years that it actually is still enough to make us feel old and horrible.
Yeah, it was just for me. It was mostly frustrating because everyone had been good about not talking about it, and this was like maybe a month before it was actually going to get revealed, and he would not stop. And I was like, "Oh my God, Siege, please, for the love of God!"
Yeah.
The City in the Sky. That's what it was. Yeah.
Wow, Biscuit, you've only been around for 5 years. I feel
Holy
like you were
cow.
here from the beginning.
One of
Weird.
the olds.
One of the olds, yeah.
There we go.
James Games is OG. He might be one of our oldest.
I think if you go on YouTube, you can actually see when people subscribed for the first time.
Oh, that's cool.
That'd be really curious to like go back and see some of those for sure. Smash Brothers in Kirby. Smash Brothers. We are done with Smash 3DS. We did the last episode, went up today, which means we're moving on to the Wii U
You are
version.
awesome.
We're going to be
You
starting that this week. That'll be more fun. I think the 3DS one was kind of a drag. It's like a very shallow kind of game. The biggest thing about it was that it was portable. It was on the 3DS, which was a good console, and you didn't have to play it on the Wii U. So like all of those were pluses for the game when it came out, but nowadays it's kind of like, all right, you have better options at this point.
Well, yeah, because the Switch version is the best one that there's ever been, and Switch is portable, so it made it like profoundly obsolete.
So new record beating Mastercore. Perfect. We're going to do it again with the Wii U, so this time we actually will. We never actually fully beat... We never beat the Master Fortress on the Wii U version, so we have to do that this time around. But yeah, the Wii U one, like, it's pretty enjoyable. I think Ultimate is more fun overall. Like, I think the faster pace does a lot to make it feel like a party game, which Smash kind of always has been.
Mm-hmm.
it's weird because like there's a lot of people who would like hang you out to dry for saying like Smash Bros. Is a party game. It's like no, it's a technical
totally is.
fighter, and it's like it can be both.
No, most of my college experience is playing a shit ton of Smash with my 4 roommates and not
Yeah.
doing any work. And
It's the Street Fighter 2 Turbo to Smash Wii U.
Yeah.
It's basically what it is. It's like it's just the super fast, like crazy chaos version of it. And
But we had a blast. We got
Yeah.
really competitive, and none of us knew what we were doing on a level that like Ben would know.
yeah,
And so therefore we had fun because it was a party game.
yeah,
I'm agreeing with you.
it was a good time. The
Brawl
hard truth
is
Brawl is
more
more
fun
fun than 4. The hard truth is that Brawl is more fun than almost nothing.
Brawl was one of the ones we played most in college, and we had a great time with it.
We literally so at our college we had the game development club, which never actually developed any games as far as I'm aware until after I graduated anyway.
Cool.
And they literally had like melee tournaments like pretty frequently, and they never ever touched Brawl. It just wasn't. People just were not into it. It's just the problem. You play melee enough, and Brawl just feels wrong.
The problem is that I think with Melee, high level play just ends up fox on fox on fox 9 times out of 10. You know.
The biggest problem, like the most fun characters from Melee and from Wii U, are all literally made of stone in Brawl, and it's just everyone feels like this heavy bag of potatoes, and it just like nobody feels right.
It is true. I mean, going from one to the other feels weird, and then going back is also weird. So I do get it.
Yeah. It's never really worked for me. I don't know. I know that there are people who love Brawl. It just doesn't really. I don't know. It really did for me. I'm looking forward to the Wii U one, both because it's the first time we'll have done like a standard feeling event mode in like forever.
I do love the event modes.
The event modes are fun. They're like, I think Ultimate did World of Light is a really excellently thought out like iteration on event mode where it's like here's event mode but with some caveats and with some incentives as opposed to here's just a grid of stuff. But
I think World of Light was a little much.
it was big. I think if we weren't
they
less
cut
playing
it in half and made it a little deeper, it might have been better.
I would have been fine with them cutting it in half if they added some like story more to it, because the only story we got was, oh no, Darkon bad. Oh no, Galeem bad. You beat Galeem. Oh no, Darkon bad. You beat Darkon. Oh no, they're both bad. And it's like, okay,
it's not even. It's like and like most of the events boil down to like, here is one of the Smash characters with a palette swap that vaguely looks like this character from another game. Beat them. Like it's kind of it, Like
I can see the Milky Way wishes aspect, since you have to find and win back your fighters too, because you start with just Kirby, which I thought was a really cool like.
Yeah. I did like that part
that.
of it as a huge Kirby Superstar fan.
Yeah, that was a fun thing to do for that. But yeah, so Wii U's coming up. We're gonna do the same thing with Wii U like we did with 3DS. We're gonna visit every mode at least once. We're gonna unlock all the unlockable fighters, stages, Pokemon. I think there's like a more rules segment. I'm trying to remember if there was anything else. I want to say there was one more category of stuff we wanted to unlock, but those are the main ones.
Hey, when they add new DLC characters, do they increase the scope of World of Light as well, or is that locked in?
No, I think I think the DLC characters are automatically added. I think they're just automatically available after. So they're available after you do a certain number of matches. They don't like add a thing for them. It's
there's
just
not like new events based on that game or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's like 10 battles. Like it's really cheap to get them.
Oh, yep. Okay. Cool.
It would be cool. It would have been really neat. Yeah, after 10 fighters.
Sure.
Oh, 10 fighters. Sure. There we go. It would have been neat if they added like, because there was enough dead space, or they could have just expanded it where they could have had like, oh, here's Piranha Plant Island, and here's a couple like more Mario things, or like, oh, here's Joker. We're gonna do a couple like Persona inspired ones. Like that would have been neat, but they have the Spirit Battles, so like that kind of makes up for a lot of that. But I don't know that we'll probably do the Spirit Board like once. I don't think we're gonna spend much time on it because there's just so much of that. Same thing for Classic Mode. We're gonna do Classic Mode when we get to Ultimate, like once. We're not going to do Classic Mode for everybody. There's 80 characters, and I know that everyone has, for the first time, every Classic Mode is unique to each character, and that's cool. But
it's just a lot.
Yeah, we're not going to do 80 episodes of Classic Mode plus one more for any time we lose. Like that's not happening.
It's a lot.
Yeah, that is it would be. It's the Smash Brothers equivalent of playing through every route of Shadow the Hedgehog. So no.
Somehow, I was a little sad to have missed Shadow the Hedgehog, but it also sounds like I'm not really that sad that I
The
missed
time
Shadow
to
the
be there
Hedgehog.
would have been like run 2 through 4, I think. Those were the hot spots.
Okay.
After that, it became a drag on our psyche the longer those went on. Like,
You mean like all of the Let's Plays inevitably do?
you should go back and try to watch like run like 7 or 8 of Shadow the
Is
Hedgehog,
everyone
and
coming
like
unhinged like
no, we're so just drained. Jeff and I are both like, all right, we're back in Westopolis again, running around at the speed
Wow.
of dark.
Those are the worst episodes, I think, actually, where
Yeah.
like you both have just like given up. Like some of the later Battle Networks are just you delirious by
Oh
yourself.
yeah, Battle Network 5 was kind of rough. I think the problem was just that like 4 was so repetitive, literally playing the game 3 times and then a post game. At least the post game mixed it up a little. I was grateful for that. But 5 was, you had those. I don't dislike the. I'm gonna forget what they're called. I was gonna say strategy battles. That's not right. Liberation missions. That's what it was.
Okay.
The liberation missions. They just were so long. Like some of them were literally an hour or were more than an hour and a half long, and it just drags so much. So that was just like rough. And then in the post game, we had to go back and do some of those again to do them basically perfectly. But yeah, that's the thing. Liberation missions are fine, but they just really don't work They really don't work as Let's Play fodder, and also you have to do shitloads of damage very quickly just to even pass them, let alone do well. So that was like a whole thing. The liberation missions for bug frags, I think literally what I did was the second to last one, there's like a bug frag spot, like a square that always has bug frags that you can just open, and then you cancel the mission and then you start it again, and it takes like a minute or 2 a piece, and I think that's what I wound up doing for that. So it was like a whole thing.
It's always a whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's why we're not going to do all 80 classic mode
No,
versions,
that's
because that shit kills us.
no.
Mostly Rick. Although I did beat one of the classic modes, so I was proud of that.
Nice.
I played a shit ton of Smash when it came out, and then I've like not touched it since.
Yeah, the fact that every once in a while there's a DLC character has been like, all right, we'll come back around to it when that comes around. So I haven't felt like, oh man, I've missed it so much,
Yeah.
but I will be happy to come back to it anyway. Like that'll be nice.
I mean, it's always fun. It's always
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
you know. But it's hard because as people get better and better and take it more serious, it's like speed running, you know. It's
Yeah.
like Ian's been getting really into like watching speed runs, and like he knows every detail of every map in like Bloodborne, for example. And I'm
oh
like,
my god.
but I just want to play it. Like I don't have to be optimal. Like I just want to play it and explore a little,
Yeah.
and maybe miss some stuff. And
Right, it'd be nice to
fight
have,
a
like, a
boss and get
unique
my ass
kinda-
kicked and go back later. You know, like it's not optimal, but it's fun. I don't want it to
man.
feel like homework to play games. You know,
Yeah,
what I mean? I
exactly.
feel like the technical side of Smash gets like that.
That's a
Speed
big-
running gets like that.
It's a big part of why I jumped in on the Super Cable Boy thing just because of like dumb luck, and I've been considering just kind of at random doing little runs here and there if I've just got a little bit of time and I don't feel like editing or whatever, but I don't see myself getting like super competitive into any of that stuff because
Well,
it's like the memorization just takes a lot of energy, takes a lot of just time in general. Like you really spend a long time on that. But also, thank you, Comments Jacuzzi. Thank you very much. That's a very sweet comment. And happy birthday, belated, but happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And happy Thanksgiving as well.
Namaste.
We're thankful for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely we are. I'm glad that I get to be back here and be a part of this shit again.
Yeah.
I never wanted to not be, but fucking COVID, man. How long was I gone? I didn't see you from February to November.
Yeah, you were the
It's
last time
9
you were here
months.
was middle of February, so
You've
pretty
never
much
even
9
met our
months
son.
down. Oh man.
It's been 9 months.
One day I'll get to meet little Ben, and it'll be great.
Of course, if you and I had a son, we would name him Ben. That feels right.
That seems about right.
I know.
Oh god.
Player 2 returns. Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, so I guess moving on to Pokemon. No one will ever take back my record on the one. Oh no, my record's already been beaten on 100. It's too late for me to reclaim it. It got beaten by Hydrai and then Hydrai, I think. And then he beat his time again. Granted, you know, if I went through it a second time, I think I'd have a much easier time with it. It's a bummer, but now it's too late to go back and fix that.
But you were just like playing it well and
Yeah.
kind of having fun. You didn't memorize a bunch of stuff.
No, oh god,
you know?
it was almost
So-
entirely blind. Outside of like, I remembered, 2 or 3 like really difficult segments that stood out because both Jackets and Shredberg were having difficulty with it, and then I had trouble with it too. So who knows? But speaking of Pokemon, actually, we have Pokemon Sword, as Final Biscuit's pointing out. Pokemon Sword, Ben and Jeff have finished the main campaign for Pokemon Sword at long last.
Yay.
It's been a long ride, but they got there. So now it's time to do. There's not a ton of post game from what I'm told.
The post game story is about as good as the rest of the story.
Also, what I've told, yeah. But I've heard the DLC is better. And we have the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra coming after they work their way through the post game stuff. Yeah. So there's 3 segments that are coming down there.
So no spoilers, but Rick and I have been talking a lot about how Pokemon Sword, like, it's a really shiny package, but it didn't really feel like a good Pokemon game.
Yeah.
You know?
I think I mentioned in the during the credits of the last video that went up is if that game came out on the 3DS, I feel like I'd be a lot more forgiving of it because it compared directly with stuff like Sun and Moon. It's not terrible. There are issues that I really wish were resolved, but the bigger problems to me are they moved it to the Switch, but I felt like the game didn't evolve, I guess, appropriately for a jump like that. It still kind of felt like a handheld Pokemon game, but not any bigger than a handheld Pokemon game. It felt still, I don't know.
Well, I was telling Rick my big issue is they made such a big deal of the wild area, and it's going to be like Pokemon, but it's going to feel like Breath of the Wild, and you can go and you can get all these crazy Pokemon at any time. But they changed the mechanics of when and how you can catch Pokemon. And so you walk in and you start seeing these giant roided out Pokemon that you want to catch, even if it's risky. But they're like, oh, sorry, it's more than 5 levels above you, so you can't interact with it. Guess you have to run away.
The biggest problem with it is that it's the first time the game is explicitly telling you how they want you to play the game.
Yeah.
Because they're basically saying, hey, we're going to put all these Pokemon here, but you're not allowed to catch some of these. You just can't even touch them.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you first get there, it's like, hey, look at all these cool Pokemon that you can't do anything with.
Yep. And they changed the rules about which Pokemon will obey you, and there's usually only a 5 or 10 level gain for each badge.
Yeah.
And that really makes it so, again, the wild area, which would be the coolest new thing if they had just kept the old formula, it makes that even less cool. So that really bummed me out because I was expecting the wild area was going to have that adventure-y feel, and if I want to be brave and go catch a Pokemon that's 30 levels higher than me, I should be able to. Even if I'm not allowed to use him yet, at least let me catch him and box him.
Yeah. Instead they're just nope. You can't throw, and it's and it's basically them saying hey, if you catch this successfully, it's going to kind of break the game open, which I get, but it's it doesn't. It kind of goes against that sort of sense of challenge and self-imposed, adventure and all of that. But I don't know.
Yeah, no, and there was the gym, the gym in the story the gyms in the story were also super linear, and
more linear than they've been in a while. Yeah,
and Dynamaxing wasn't good.
Dynamaxing felt lame. It didn't feel like a very well thought out mechanic.
No, it was very weird. It was just let's do Mega Evolutions again, but worse.
Well, not to mention, so Gigantamax was basically Mega Evolutions. Dynamax was just make your Pokemon big, and you have Z moves, but it only lasts 3 turns, and the end result was your Pokemon are just bigger. I think they have twice as many hit points at maximum, and they have better moves, so they kind of offset each other. So it doesn't really, if anything, what they really should have done is just I don't know, the hit points needed to go up or more, or they needed to not have the Dynamax moves. Maybe Gigantamax moves, that'd be fine. But
it just
when you
seems
turn them
sloppy.
when you turn them into giant kaiju, you expect a big kaiju battle, not
Yep.
the same mechanics, just taller. I don't know.
Right, it didn't. It just felt weird. It was just kind of weird. Yeah. In terms of game balance, Dynamax was banned immediately from Smogon stuff. Yeah, because I can't imagine it's well balanced, and some have Gigantamax form, some don't. It seems like even more of a nightmare than Mega Evolutions.
Mega Evolution felt cool. It felt it's all right, here you go. It's a temporary thing, and it only lasts, for 1 Pokemon per battle. But as long as you got them out there, they'll stay Mega Evolved, and it's all right. So here's a strategic thing, as opposed to Dynamax is you get 3 turns, and then it's over for the whole battle. Which depending on where you are when you're able to use it, could just steamroll anything the other guy has.
Yeah.
but it's also, I don't know. It just it didn't feel. It was somehow both really egregious and really
it's also underwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it didn't. I don't know. It just didn't add anything for me. It just felt gimmicky and like it also always felt the same. Every Dynamax battle had the same pattern.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
All the gym battles were take down Pokemon 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay, is the last one? All right, so who am I going to Dynamax to go against their Dynamax? All right, they Dynamax, we Dynamax, we fight.
Yeah.
Got them. Like, it just felt, it made it feel more mechanical.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, and then the raid battles I felt were poorly done as well.
We didn't even look at the raid battles.
I thought they were going to be cool, but they did not. They were not. There was no strategy you could do, and they were all like,
if a bunch of us were
NPCs that like did dumb things, and
if a bunch of us were playing simultaneously in the same room and could join raid battles together, maybe that would have been different. But like, the raid battles were also very strange because like, here is you and 3 strangers or 3 computer players that are terrible, and it's like, oh, good,
like literally
great.
selecting moves that don't work. Like,
yeah, and it's like, this is dumb. It's not well implemented.
So yeah, maybe it could be fun, Golux. I just, in my limited experience with Sword, I basically watched someone play through it, but the whole thing, and it just seemed like kind of a weird thing. It just seemed like kind of tacked on or not well thought out or just like more. It was actually emblematic of Pokemon Sword and Shield in general. It was more flash than substance.
Nope, that makes sense. Insurgents left off. So Insurgents had this pattern that I assume is going to hold for the whole game, which is you do 3 gym battles and then there's a major event battle. So the first 3 gym battles, and then there was some major event. I don't remember what it was. Then there was 4, 5, and 6, and then you fought against Black Kyurem and White Kyurem. And I literally had 1 Pokemon on my team survive that fight. So when we are able to go back to Insurgents, I'm going to be in big trouble.
Oh, you
putting
mean
a
like
team back together.
Lost 5 Pokemon?
Yeah, I lost 5 out of my 6 Pokemon. It's not the first time it happened either.
Shit. Wait, when was this? When's the last time you played
This was like
Insurgents?
2 years ago, maybe
so
3?
I might have known that. Now that you say it,
Yeah, I think you were there for this. I think Dustin was there for it too.
Remember Dustin?
Yeah, that was a rough fight. Was it 5 years ago? That can't be right.
No.
Let me.
Early 2016.
Damn.
Weird.
Oh yeah, because we were waiting for the game to be finished, because at the time that was as far as the game was, like, development wise. And then they finished it a little while later, but it was when we were doing Sun and Moon. And then right as we finished Sun and Moon was when Sword and Shield came out. Oh no, was when Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon came out, and then we kind of didn't really go anywhere with those 2. And I forget what happened in between there and Sword and Shield, and then that and Let's Go both, like, oh, maybe Let's Go was what happened then.
Yeah.
And like everything just got messy after that, but obviously with Pokemon Pikachu and Eevee, with John being here, we can get back into Pokemon Pikachu. Hopefully, if not this week, then next week. We'll have that, and then Eevee will continue from there. We've only got 2. Well, John's got Sabrina. Did I fight Sabrina? I think I fought Sabrina. So John's got to do Sabrina. Then we're both got Blaine, Giovanni, and then the Elite 4. So that'll be good. But yeah, he's escaped. He's back in California, actually.
Nope.
There he is.
No, I had to get up and get yelled at by Sarah, but I'm back. I've survived.
Criminals, she says.
I've survived.
If I fail the Insurgents Nuzlocke, at that point I'm just going to play it through to the end normally without Nuzlocking it. That's kind of been the plan the whole time. Just because it's a game that not a lot of people on the channel have played or seen, so I figure it'd be worth actually like going all the way. I think that'd be the same case for if both of us failed out of any Nuzlocke thing. It would be like, at that point the Nuzlocke's over, there's a winner, but we may as well play it through to the finale. Sun post game, same thing. I think we'll wait until after Pikachu and Eevee are done to do Sun post game.
Wow, that's me, isn't it?
It is you. Yeah. Granted, it's not like we were in the middle of it and stopped. We just never started on it.
Yeah.
So that's at least a little bit
I couldn't even tell
cleaner.
you who my Pokemon are from that anymore. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Remember when John was part of Insurgent? Yeah, man, that's my lowest moment on the D-pad.
Ultra Sun will depend on when Lindsay's around for stuff. Also, not going to happen until at least another one of these Pokemon games are done. We might record some, but we're not going to put videos up.
Are we going to try and finish
space.
Ultra Sun?
I don't know. That's more up to them. That one's probably the biggest, like, shrug emoji one out of all of them. Like Sun post game, we kind of owe them. Let's Go, obviously we do. I've been slowly working my way through Yellow, and then Insurgents, same thing. Like we do need to get through the rest of that. Ultra Sun was always kind of a casual deal, but that relies entirely on Ben and Lindsay. So we'll see how that goes.
Both of which have been busy.
Yeah.
So hit or miss.
But yeah, so Pikachu and Eevee, you can expect that to be coming back fairly soon.
I'm not really looking forward to it. Are you?
It'll be interesting to see where that goes in the end.
That's another one that could have been a lot better than it was.
Yeah,
and
that
it was
one,
a terrible choice in Nuzlocke.
I will say, that I think was the. I mean, that was the impetus for us kind of putting our foot down and like no more new Pokemon games are gonna get done that way.
Yeah,
because it just the new formula really since Sun and Moon especially. I'd say Ruby Sapphire and XY were still fine, but Sun and Moon made it clear that they were changing the formula enough that it really doesn't work for Nuzlocke like that anymore.
And it's sad because I liked that format. I think we had fun with like X and Y and Fire Red, Leaf Green. And like,
there's other ones that we can do, and like once we
do Black White,
once we clear everything out more, then I'm sure we'll like dive in on another one. But until we like get some of these things off of the like, you know, when the to be continued pile, then we can kind of get back. Also, there's presumably announcements coming for 2021. I forget if it was Joe Merrick. I think it was Joe Merrick. Either Joe Merrick or James Turner made some kind of next year's gonna be a big year kind of thing. So there'll be something coming, but who knows?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna need a lot of help. Excuse me. I'm gonna need a lot of help to get back in the swing of things for Let's Go Pikachu.
Oh yeah,
because it's just like a void in my brain.
You beat Koga, and you have to go do the Silphco building and Sabrina.
Yep.
Those are the next things for you.
But you just might have to watch me carefully and make sure I don't do something stupid. Like that time I just kept going after I beat the gym. Remember that? Everyone got so mad at me for that.
Was that in Pikachu? I'm trying to remember.
I think it was Pikachu, yeah, because it was one of the first ones I did by myself or with Dave and Anthony.
Was it? Oh man, I know that like you walked out, like you got into the gym city. And then you just kind of like went, I'm going to go to the next route, and then that's where the gamer Dan or whatever his name was incident happened. Where you like lost a bunch of Pokemon to the
that's a different one.
Gambler.
Yeah, Gambler, right? Yep.
Oh my god.
Yep, I'll remember that part. But no, there was one part where I think I beat Misty, and then it was only like 10 minutes of recording.
Yeah,
so
it wasn't much.
We had just started, so we just kept going.
Yes,
because I was absent-minded. You weren't there to. You weren't there, Rick. You should have been in my California apartment.
As for things that could have gone wrong with it, that was pretty minor. But
do you remember everyone was crazy? Everyone was like, "What are you doing? What's he doing?"
I don't think I forget if anyone like leveled up or whatever. I forget what the circumstances were on that, but it didn't really. Yeah,
it didn't make a big deal, but I felt shitty about it.
It's fine. We got through it.
Hopefully hopefully there's no more gamblers. Yeah, don't love that.
But we'll have to see. We'll have to see the announcements that get made. Like obviously, you know, Pokemon Sword and Pikachu versus Eevee have to clear up before we can really do anything else. At least one of them has to clear up before we put anything else back in. And honestly, I'd rather try to get both of them out first. But you know, we'll see what gets announced over the coming year. We'll go from there. But I think we've kind of exhausted all of the Pokemon dialogue here. Resident Evil. We have the next Resident Evil game, Code Veronica. We've been starting on that. We got a handful of episodes of that recorded. We have to get an intro down for it. But last week Felice wasn't feeling well, so they held off. But I think this weekend it's happening. So I believe on Monday we should be seeing Code Veronica on the channel. So that'll be good.
Are you enjoying the Resident Evil Let's Play?
Yeah, it's been good so far. It's been better than I was worried it was going to be. I thought it was going to be not super boring. I thought the early games were going to be interesting and creepy but slow, which they sort of are, but they're not uninteresting. They're not like, and there is some interesting story to follow, and there is a certain element of laughing at the ridiculousness of some things.
Yeah.
2 and 3 getting remakes absolutely helped because they seem to be much more enjoyable or like survivable than the original versions, but yeah, I didn't plan that. That was CJ's plan.
CJ.
That was entirely CJ's
that
thing.
Into existence. The residential Let's Play.
Yeah, that was one of the names that was getting tossed around for a while. Yeah. I forget at what point he came up with Let's Play Dead, because that one was a CJ thing, I believe.
Yeah. Good old CJ.
But yeah, no, that it's been going well. I've been looking forward to it. I'm curious to see where the story goes. as we progress further. Code Veronica has been interesting so far. It seems a lot more. You can see the seeds of 4, 5, and 6 being planted in Code Veronica. It feels more active than the earlier games had felt.
That was the one that was on the Dreamcast, right? Originally,
yes,
I
yeah,
believe
that was
it
on the
was,
Dreamcast originally, and then like immediately after they put it on the PlayStation anyway, so like it didn't even matter. It came out so late in the Dreamcast very short life cycle that basically Capcom was like, "Oh, we should probably re-release this if we want it to sell."
Not quite stillborn, but almost.
Yeah.
When CJ says it's the C-pad, that's when my serotonin kicks in. Really? Because that's when my cortisol kicks in.
Oh boy. Oh god.
Love it. Serotonin.
Let's run through the Twitch stuff. I just have like my order of like how I have things for like my little internal calendar and stuff, but yeah, well, the trick is getting Lindsay to actually like be here for stuff. She's hard to pin down.
I'm working on it,
get
though.
her. Yeah.
I've been she saw her the other day, right?
I think so, yeah. It was like a week or two ago.
Yeah, because I tricked her into coming to see me, and then she stayed way too long and ended up doing some recording.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's where the I think that was where the first couple PlayStation Classic videos, because she was in those.
Derby, right?
Yeah, she was in Demolition Derby or Destruction Derby, and God, what was the second one? I'm trying to remember what the second one was, and I don't remember.
It was that RPG that was weird.
Oh,
Tales of Nope.
Wild Arms. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, Wild Arms.
That was what it was. We'll get to Star Force shortly. For Twitch, we got why do I have AS written down there? Because it's for Multiplayer Sunday, but I have it written down as AS, and it's not Among Us.
Unless your brain shut down, and you meant like
no Antisocial Social. Thank you. I was like, there was a reason for that, but it wasn't Multiplayer Sunday. Which
Among Us, yeah, exactly.
Among Us, yeah. That's what I was like. Did I just really mess that up? So yeah, lately it's been Barrow Trauma. I think that's probably continuing for a little bit. I don't know if we're going to be going back to Among Us again, but maybe we'll see. It's going to depend on what Jeff wants to do with that. Trials of Mana. John gave the update on that earlier. That it is
going to happen. It might not be this week, but it'll eventually be soon.
But it will get there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not giving up on it.
My Tuesdays, Namco Cross Capcom, those are coming back on Tuesday. I took this past week off to do the Super Cable Boy one, but that'll be coming back on Tuesday. It'll be the 11th stream, I think, and we'll have made it through. I think we're now past the halfway point as far as chapters go. I think we're not halfway through the time that the game will take, but we're at least halfway through the chapters. Oh, that's true. Yeah, there's gonna be a third map for Among Us too. That is a good point. Wednesday. We have Divinity Original Sin 2 for Brother Quest that Jeff and Dave's brother Jeff's brother Dave have been playing through.
Yep.
I think they're getting relatively close to the end of that. I don't know on that one.
It's a long game.
It is a long game. There today? No. Well, it should have been earlier the week. I got to wait for a title, but the one that's going up this week is the 17th stream that they've done for that. Wow. So it's been a long series there.
Rennie and I tried to play that, and we're like, there's a lot of words.
That's the thing. Like I tried following along for like notes and like names and things. I'm like, this is a lot of stuff to do and to watch and like to follow. I didn't know what I was looking at for most of it. Thursdays. This Thursday, this coming Thursday, I've got Bloodstained Ritual of the Night.
Oh, nice. You're gonna play that?
Yeah, I actually already did my first stream for it. It's been really enjoyable so far.
It's fun, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And Meteor's gonna turn. Yeah. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if Jeff goes with that one. But yeah, Bloodstained is solid. I'll have to remember how to play it. But
what system are you playing it on?
I think it was just for Steam. No, it was for. Was it for Steam or was it for?
I mean, it's on all of them, I think.
Yeah, I forget which system I was doing it for. I think it was for Steam.
Yeah, it was solid. I played through about half of it and then got distracted. Such is life.
But I can find out right now. Whoop.
Alexpert says Steam, so
makes sense.
I trust Alexpert.
Yep, there it is. It's in Steam.
Cool.
So Steam. But yeah, it's been good. I've seen like the blue and white like full game map. So I'm actually further along than I thought I was.
Oh, cool.
Someone posted a thing about it, and
Yeah.
I just saw the map, and I was like, oh, that's not like it needs to be insanely large, but like it is smaller than I was expecting it to be.
There's I don't know if it's like Symphony of the Night. There's like an upside down backwards version. Or
I'm sure,
something.
yeah, there's gonna be
It's
some weird
never
like,
as
shit
small
for
as it
but,
looks.
But yeah, so that'll be neat and interesting.
Yeah. That's cool.
Next, the Thursday after, I'll be back to doing. I'll be back to doing. Oh my god, I'll be doing Portal 2. That's what it was. And I was like, why am I struggling with this so much right now? But yeah, Portal 2 will be next Thursday. We'll go through that.
Never played Portal or Portal 2.
They're good. They're really
I'm
good.
missing out. I know.
Portal is an excellent
lead
tool.
designed game, right?
Yeah, it's a very well designed game. It's a masterclass on a game that teaches you how to play it as you play. There's not a lot of stuff to it. It is ultimately just a bunch of puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
Portal 2 then takes that puzzle basis and crafts a game around it really well.
Cool.
And there's a lot more story and plot that goes into that, and it's even still done in a kind of like subtle sort of way for a lot of it. So
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Nice.
XCOM 2. I think Sarah's actually gearing up to bring that back in the near future.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how that is going.
Yeah, actually, Final Biscuit, actually, that has been mentioned before. It could still happen. You never know.
Yep.
Have we played Portal on the channel in any form?
I just finished doing Portals to stream.
You did
I even
Portal 1?
I even
Oh, okay.
mentioned during the stream, I was like, we were trying to figure out a time to like get John or somebody to play Portal because I've played Portal before,
Yeah.
but
That's all right. Disappointed.
that's the way it goes.
So it
maybe at some
goes.
point we can make that still happen, but yeah, been playing Chrono Trigger.
That's true.
Took
Yeah.
9 years to get to. PlayStation Classic. We're 5 games in. We got 15 to go. Not a lot to really report there. We already kind of talked about it earlier as being our holiday series. We have a secret series that's starting up next week that I can't really tell you about yet.
Do I know what this one is?
Probably.
Okay.
But we'll keep it under wraps for now.
Rick, you're getting a lot of shade in the chat from not seeing Shrek 2.
Oh, yeah, no, I haven't seen Shrek 2.
I didn't know Shrek 2 was a rite of passage, guys.
Apparently, yeah.
Did you not get enough Smash Mouth from the first one? Why
I
do
was
we need
like
to see
14
Shrek 2?
when it came out, so I
Yeah.
wasn't really all that interested at that point.
Is
like,
it better than Shrek 1? James Games?
I've heard it's as good or like, in the same ballpark. It's the best movie.
So much better than Shrek
So much
1.
better than Shrek 1.
All right.
All right.
All right. I'm open to it.
Because
Well,
I've seen
if we
Shrek and
didn't
I liked Shrek well enough. I just wasn't all that interested in it.
Yeah.
In the same, it was the same year that oh no, not the Matrix. Matrix was 99. I was like 2001 was like a year for a lot of stuff. I think it was 2001,
Some
wasn't
things
it?
happened, yes.
But also like I was in high school and trying to not be this. So a lot of choices were made that included like not going to see Shrek 2.
Amazing. I was in high school and trying to change everything about myself, so I didn't do anything fun or in line with my likes.
I was playing football at the time. I was trying to be cool. There wasn't a lot of time for Shrek in the middle of football.
Well,
but
don't worry. Now you look like a guy who definitely loves Shrek.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Mega Man Star Force. We can jump to that now. So further delays on that. I've already talked about this before. I'm kind of disappointed with like how the timing of that worked out because I tried really hard to be like ready for it this time, and just it's been a rough fall. Summer into fall was a pretty intense kind of time, so it's hard to keep the focus in the right way to get that stuff done.
What do you mean you weren't ready for it? Like
we got like prepping for like seriously and like getting and getting the next game like geared up and started.
Okay.
No, the next game we'll be ready for it whenever it's time. It's just a matter of like just always stuff, but that's just kind of how it goes.
Sorry, I keep making my head and neck all weird. I tweaked my shoulder earlier, so I'm just trying to stretch it out.
Oh my god.
In case you guys are wondering if I'm like hanging myself in the back.
But yeah, so we should be. I'm pretty far along where I want to be. I'm not as far along where I'd like to have been. I would have liked to have these videos already out, but my expectation is that we'll be. I mean, not even expectation. It will be out before the end of December. So that'll be a thing. So bummer, but we'll keep things moving.
We also have about 800 episodes of Sonic the Hedgehog to watch,
It's true, yeah. Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog will be making its way back.
and then all the other Sonics.
Yes, which will almost universally be better.
What do you mean almost? What's going to be worse than?
I don't have a really great feeling about Sonic Underground.
No, I think it'll be better than Adventures in
Really?
Sonic. It
Okay.
might be...
I think it's going to be funnier because of how seriously it looks like it takes itself while having more ridiculous concepts than the Saturday morning Sonic. Like Saturday morning Sonic owns its like dark tone and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Sonic Underground is like, we're freedom fighters. Also, we're in a band and we're a family. And it's like,
I know it.
and our mom's a space queen. And it's like, whoa, okay, no.
Well, yeah, maybe.
At least you've got Sonic Saturday Morning that's like dark and edgy, but also like leans into it and tries to like earn it. And you've got Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, which is basically Ren and Stimpy meets Looney Tunes, but also goes hard at that and like has no reservations about it. Then you've got
on an extremely tight deadline.
Yes,
And then in an afternoon.
And then you got Sonic Underground, which like I don't know
Hi, Felice.
how that happened.
Is this what you wanted?
Hey, Felice.
Is this better?
Felice,
I love you. Come over and hang out and stuff.
Oh my god. But yeah, Sonic Underground is going to be a weird time. But we got to get there.
Yeah.
So that'll be something. That'll be something for sure.
Thanks, Felice. We were talking about it earlier. It needs to be cut, but I don't feel like it. So this is just what I am now.
As for Kingdom Hearts, someone was asking about that before. Kingdom Hearts, we have finished Aqua's story. We have episodes for that going up this weekend, and we are moving on to Terra's story to follow that up. So Aqua, then Terra, which means we're going to be doing Ventus as our third one. Not a ton to report. We did definitely miss. I think I literally was like turned to the side and not looking during probably the most important line of one of the most important scenes of the damn game. And a bunch of people commented on it. A scene with Aqua and spoiler character. Not even a spoiler character. It's kind of a spoilery interaction, I guess, more than anything. But I definitely wasn't looking. Like I was away for this long and then turned back and the line was over. So
what game are we even talking about?
Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep.
Oh. Good on you for even knowing anything about those games.
But
challenging.
Even during editing, I was like, oh, wow, okay, I missed that before.
Yeah, got it.
So, oh well. I know at this point. I think there was another similar thing. That the confusion on that carries through to the ending of Aqua's story at least, and so there will be comments on that are inaccurate anyway. But yeah. So honestly, though, do need to check on the audio on a regular basis. We have had problems with it before, and also like it's easier to just turn to somebody when you're talking to them, even if there's something going on the screen.
Yep.
So
and cutscenes are usually a good time to take a quick check.
Yeah, just like all right, everything good. Everything good? How's everybody here? Grab a drink, that kind of thing, since nobody's actively playing on there. But
all right, what else we got to get through on this agenda? It's
getting
late.
We're almost there. Ouya, oh no, we're down to the last batch of games. We've recorded all but the last 7 games. We're down to 7 more to go, and we are through with Ouya, oh no. We are on the brink. We're gonna get half of them done this weekend, half of them done next weekend. And then that series is over. After a year and a half, it's going to be done.
After a year and a half / 7 years, kind of?
I mean, there were about 6 years where we weren't doing Ouya, so it's kind of hard to consider them one series.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah.
Cool.
Someone was pointing out that there's like a server that someone put up that has like a bunch of otherwise not downloadable Ouya games at this point. I'm just like, no, thank you. No, thank you.
Nope.
No, thank you.
Plenty.
We did our time.
We did plenty.
Yeah.
I think Ouya exclusives is plenty to go with on that. I guess the free ones, but I think that's where that's gonna end. We have a bunch of Christmas specials that we're working on and planning and all that stuff. So that should be a good time.
Felice says hi, Sarah.
Hi, Felice. Mostly, almost all of them are like specific one-off videos and specials and things. So we've got a handful of them already, at least partly recorded. We've got a few more that we're gonna be working on over the next like 2-ish weeks.
CJ.
So we got some good stuff there. I think that's it for like schedule stuff to talk about. Yeah, I think that's everything. I don't think we really missed anything there.
Sweet.
So yeah,
I got a couple ideas that I want to ask you about for Christmas specials, but I don't want to do it on mic because people will get excited and then we'll have to do it.
Hey, CJ's here as well. Yo.
Now that John is back, how long until a robot rumble? That's actually a good question.
Not long. Not long. I do want to get those going. We
have one in the can, right?
No, we don't. I felt bad because during the entirety of I mean, not like the pandemic is over, but for the last 9 months, I've just been like, all right, we just got to figure out a time where we can just do like a remote version of this. Like, it wouldn't be that hard. The hardest part would be like, all right, we have to look up a couple clips of like old boss fights so that we can like see and like remind ourselves of how the boss fight works and all that. But like, we just never really made it happen. It was just very difficult to make stuff happen. This someone put a really good thing on Twitter that I'm trying to remember the exact phrasing of it, but it was basically like it was like me, oh boy, I'm going to be able to get so much creative stuff done while in lockdown, and then also me struggling through the most psychologically intense, year of everyone's lives. Like, it's surprising.
I think everyone
not surprising how hard it is to get stuff done under those circumstances. So
I think everyone's had a form of that, and I think everyone, if you haven't, you will, and if not, you have, and it just happens at slightly different times for everybody.
Yep. So frustrating. How many times I wanted to like do a thing or get stuff done, and then it was like, oh, a month has passed because just everything just blurs together so much.
It's that Nine Inch Nails song, every day is exactly the same, but like fucking literally.
It's tough. It's hopefully slowly starting to resolve, but we'll have to see. It seems like vaccines will be out, next spring for folks. So,
and then half of America won't take them, and it'll be fine.
Boy.
This is fine. We were just saying, like, 2020 is just the "This is fine" dog comic
in the
every day.
There.
There
he is. There he is.
There
he is, right off on the left.
Is confusing.
Right there.
Yeah, there you go.
Boop.
Right on top of Rick's little ear there.
We'll put him back. Oh my God. Oh yeah, PT. So if people have the PT demo on their PS4s. Fun story. If you try to so the PS5 has this neat thing where you can auto transfer stuff to the PS4 from the PS4 to the PS5. If you do that, it will automatically delete PT. It'll get rid of it.
What is PT?
PT was the demo / teaser for Silent Hills before it got canceled.
Oh,
the Norman Reedus. Yeah, that whole thing.
What weird?
Is that what that stood for? That makes sense. Playable test.
Yeah, CJ, when's the next 90-minute Nails?
Yeah, Kojima and Guillermo del Toro. I almost said Benicio del Toro. Very different kind of game at that point.
Yeah.
How come the two of them haven't worked together? I feel like the two of them are really good at their shit.
You know what I haven't seen? Pan's Labyrinth. Have you seen that?
I have. It is fucked up.
Yeah, I know, but it's
pretty dark and
fucked
amazing. It's very good. It's one of those movies where like it's artistic and to a level where I don't know how I feel about it.
Okay.
I feel like
Rick hates art.
No, I don't. I just it was just a lot to take in.
Yeah. Like sensory overload kind of thing.
In a similar way to I really like The Shape of Water, but it's one of those ones where it's odd to watch because he leans so hard into certain motifs that it starts to become a little distracting at times. Where like I feel like you're overplaying this just a little bit, especially like green and red. And the natural unnaturalness of those colors
in Pan's Labyrinth,
in The Shape of Water.
I didn't watch that either. That's
honestly,
the one where she loves a fish.
Yes,
guy?
the fish man.
Sure.
You will probably forget by the time if you ever get around to watching it. But
yeah.
even not remembering, you will still just kind of notice
that
green as like a really strong
so
thing.
It's a bit heavy-handed, is what you're saying.
It's weird. I don't know that it's heavy-handed. I just feel like it's maybe overplayed. Like it's not quite. I don't know.
I guess I'll watch it and make my own opinion.
Yeah,
but
that's how that should work. That's how movies.
That's how
work.
things should work. Yeah. CJ, that would just be going on Facebook and live streaming. It'd be like, oh, my mom liked a photo. Why don't I go make a comment and see what she's up to? That would be the saddest 90-minute Nails.
Yeah. When is Reznor going to get in on a musical? That's the only thing that's waiting for him. What kind of musical would he be in on?
He played I think Judas in Jesus Christ Superstar, which is my dream role.
Oh man.
And I would love to see that. I think that would be awesome.
That'd be pretty rad.
Yeah, and I'm going to help you make that, Felice, because I think that's a fun idea, and that'll be fun. And I can make a side-scroller. Hello, friendos.
Oh, it's a Jeff. Wow, we got 3.
I'm
got 3 in
uncomfortable
there.
with his name. Why is it not the Fool?
So someone jokingly pointed out, oh, Geoff, Gian, and then he was like, oh my God, I never noticed
Cute.
that. Well, no, he didn't notice that. And I was like, oh no.
I love that. YouTube account from a million years ago. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Jefferoo.
It's Geo number 5600. Let's see, 5600 was one of the old Atari, things as well, right? The Atari 2800, 5600, 7400. No, that's not right. 2600, 5200, 7800. That's what that one was.
You know things.
I'm just like trying to remember how that went, but yeah,
It
there's
is a
more.
dangerous
There's
time.
more. There's more folks in the chat than in the actual physical video.
The number came from my video card. Wow. Oh, sorry. Let me try again.
Ah.
The number came from my video card.
Is that the old?
That's actually cool.
Would that have been like an? I mean, i5 hasn't been around for that long, but
Yeah, i5 is different from video cards.
well, no, it just that is a. Isn't that a video card? No, that's the processor. That's the
processor, I
processor,
think,
not the
yeah.
video card. Like just NVIDIA 50. GeForce.
I did
GeForce.
see Dustin the other day. I after I quarantined for 2 weeks, he had a COVID test, so we had a campfire, and it was good to see him. He looks like he's aged about 10 years. I worry
He's
about
getting a good salt and pepper thing going on in his beard.
Yeah, one, I've
He's
never
pulling
seen him
it
with a
off.
beard, but 2, it's a lot of pepper.
Oh yeah, Dustin's got a beard
or
right
a lot
now.
of salt or whatever.
I guess that's probably worth pointing out too, because he hasn't really done the beard basically at all. I don't know if he's ever
No.
done a beard.
No, but he's looking. He's just looking like an old author. Like I don't know.
The cabbie hat helps. The cabbie hat does
Yeah,
a lot for it.
He's been an old man since he was 12. I mean, he's just finally coming into it.
We're hoping to have him back on at some point soon as well. It's tricky for him because like he works in like the food industry, so he's got to be like major level like careful
Yeah.
with a bunch of that stuff. And like we're all very careful about it too.
Yeah.
Like Sarah and I basically don't go anywhere. And Ben only really goes to work, and you've been kind of pretty laying low as well. So
Yeah.
like
I quarantined and only see 4 people.
yeah. So like, but Dustin literally like cooks food and is in like a school environment. So like really, really, really has to be ultra careful. So yeah, CJ as well. Yeah. With your own like situation there too. So
Hello, Ground
Oh, yeah.
Poundable. It is a me. I'm back.
it's a
I'm
him,
back.
Johnny-O.
It's a me, Johnny.
That's his new name on the channel, by the way. I hope everyone's good with that.
Johnny-O?
Johnny-O.
Eh.
Hey, Johnny-O.
I'll take it.
Oh my
It's not
God.
the worst nickname I've had, that's for sure.
What's the worst nickname you've ever had?
Fucking Jiggle Jam Johnny.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a real shame.
Yeah.
It's a real shame that you admitted that to me on camera for all to see.
You knew. We all knew what this was.
You've never had a nickname worse than Jiggle Jam?
Not,
I feel like everybody's
not one
had
that,
like
stuck.
okay, that's fair.
Jaundice John isn't great.
Jaundice John.
Not my favorite.
I feel like if I had to pick between Jiggle Jam and Jaundice John, I feel like Jiggle Jam I would take 10 times out of 10.
Nope. It's still Jaundice John.
Wow, all right.
Because then it sounds like I might be like a cool like plague lord or like mental patient or something.
Is
At
a
least
jaundice
it's exciting.
Is a jaundice spellcaster actually cool? Is that a cool thing to
No.
use as a spell? Being like, you're gonna die slowly of liver failure.
I would assume it's a name for a plague
Liver
lord with
pancreas.
other abilities. I don't know. I just Jiggle Jam Johnny. There's no way to be cool with jiggle in your name.
I do miss Rickelodeon and Disney Johnal. That was maybe my favorite like turn of phrase choice for my / and rival's name.
Cool mental patient. Rickelodeon was clever. Disney Johnal was a bit forced.
I think that worked fine. Thank you very much. Oh my God.
Oh, as a wrestler, I'm Baby Dust, which
Baby
is one of
Dust.
my favorite nicknames.
Baby dust.
Um,
You know what you have to do is like you get out to the ring and you just take the little baby powder and just in this huge cloud
totally.
and you walk through it.
there's so many easy gimmicks, just like have a pacifier and then put it in your opponent's mouth.
Oh,
Like, yeah. I mean, not
during COVID
pandemic,
season.
I guess, but
maybe not now.
Right,
that's
right.
a 2021 move.
Yeah,
Coming
yeah.
soon. Coming soon in 2021.
it's okay. I've been vaccinated.
Oh God. He's putting their mouth there. It's like it's covered in dust. Ugh.
The worst part.
Oh,
I have dry
God.
mouth. I don't know why Baby Dust talks like Batman now, but I'm into it.
I don't
That's
know.
a real heel move. Big heel energy.
Baby Dust is a heel. There's no
I
way
miss
that
you
with a
guys.
name like Baby Dust, there's no way that's a face.
Yeah, he lulls you into a false insecurity, and then he's like, a cool mental patient. Maybe that's why
Like
he's
some
like
weird
this.
dude really loves wearing diapers.
The occasion for John being here is that John's moving back to Massachusetts.
Yes.
So John's going to be around a lot.
Yes, yes.
So get excited. I mean, I'm busy and have a lot of logistics to figure out, and my job is a lot, but I'm still going to be around more, lots more, and I'm excited.
I mean, previously it was like maybe 2 remote things over the last like 9 months. So like,
Yeah.
there was the Zelda Picross video, and there was like 1 set of Pikachu videos, and I think that was like it. Was there other stuff since then? I'm trying to remember.
Not much. I mean, streams and everything, you know.
There were streams. That's true. There were streams.
No, we're going to find a way to keep Dave and Anthony involved because those dudes are the best. They're actually
Yes.
probably the thing that I'm saddest about leaving. So I don't know if you guys know the details, but I moved into the apartment building that Dave and Anthony live in on March 17th, and then COVID. They helped me move in, and then I never saw them again because just for various reasons, they have to be ultra careful. And so I think we had like 1 hangout on the roof and like barely ever saw them. And now just because of lots of stuff, I'm coming back here. I will miss Halal Guys, but I found a really good Mediterranean place the first day I was here, and I've already ordered from it 2 times. So I'm going to be okay. It's going to be a hard transition, but I'm looking forward to it. It's the right move. Thank you guys for your love and support. It's called Alibaba, Felice. You can probably get it. You can probably get it too.
I'm trying to remember if I've actually ordered from there at this point.
I was looking to try
Fork and Sandwich and Casey's Burger Bar. I don't know if I've had. I'm pretty sure I haven't had either of those. Maya Soul is always a good time. Everybody loves Maya Soul.
It was a little grungy the last time I checked out Maya Soul.
Look, the last time, it's been a rough year for Maya Soul, but I'm sure that they're working things out. They're tightening things up.
I actually hear they're getting slammed over at Maya Soul.
Well, probably now people are
wrong.
people are feeling a lot more confident about Maya Soul. It's 2020. Everybody's eating Maya Soul.
Whenever we make this joke, I just at some point accidentally start saying my asshole.
Yeah,
like I'm. Anyway,
it's a trick. You gotta keep the enunciation in the right place for it to keep working.
Oh, thanks, Poundable. I saw what you said about the divorce too. I thought that was funny. We got our divorce annulled, Rick and I. So
the one that had the shitty website, does it have a? Oh, is that the one that had like the? Oh man, let me see if I can. Where's my phone? Here we go. No, that was the 99. The 99 had the shitty website, but I bet Maya Soul's website is real shitty. 99, if you go to their website, like they organized everything in the wrong order, so it's like our commitment to value has come down to 4 words, and then the header underneath says how we got here, and it's like, wait, hang on, that's
weird.
not right. And it's like they flip
this is like
shit.
the major restaurant chain,
Yes,
right? That's
the
kind of
99, like that. 99 pub and restaurants or whatever the hell it's
still
called.
my mom's favorite place to eat.
I've been to worse. It's actually like, it's weird. I feel like we've got such a simple designation for like fast food, like McDonald's, Arby's, Burger King, Wendy's.
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts, I guess, would be fast food if and that. But we don't really qualify like fast food restaurants, like 99, Uno's, Applebee's is a big one for sure.
Yeah.
Olive Garden, Chili's.
Yeah.
But it's like I guess it's chain restaurants. Like they're the big
It's
chains.
chain restaurants, and it's like their menus are way bigger than they should be because you can never have fast casual. I think that is actually correct.
That makes
Felice
sense.
knows
Yeah.
things.
It's a sit-down restaurant, but it's still basically fast food. Oh, yeah, here we go. A passion to serve. 4 simple words comprise the 99 restaurant and pub's mission statement, where it all began. And it's like, you flip that.
I think your issue is just that they have a colon and they shouldn't. Because if
Well, no,
there was
'cause-
a period, it just is a new section.
Well, no,
and
the
it makes
problem is
sense.
it's supposed to be 4 simple words comprise the 99 restaurant and pub's mission statement, a passion to serve.
Look,
like,
if we're gonna let's play a website, we should probably show the website.
we have,
to
I
the
think. I'm
viewers.
pretty sure. If we hadn't, we had definitely described it.
Welcome
at one
to our
point.
new sad podcast where we
Man,
take
that's what I should
apart
do. I should
the
call.
websites
I should
of-
call the 99 and be like, "Yo, corporate,
Yeah,
allow me to fix your stupid website. It's dumb, please."
I have opinions on your website.
Oh my god, it's so
Colons,
bad.
periods, and my asshole. Wow. Hey, there we go. See, I just did it. Damn it. Was it
Oh
the
man.
Soundforce thing? Okay.
But yeah, so I don't know if there's anything else to necessarily really talk about. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of like, hey, let's sit down and watch stuff that I think is
Yeah, it'll
coming
be
up, which
fun,
will be a lot of that stuff is going to be like, random weeknight, just kind of if there's like space, like, all right, we'll do this thing, we'll do that thing. But
those are good too because it's a little less, not that it's taxing to sit down and play video games, but it's a little more chill to D-pad and chill.
It's easy to do an episode of something of watching because you can detach from it very quickly. Whereas it's like, all right, let's do an episode of Mega Man Star Force. 30 minutes go by, it's like, all right, cool, we're done. It's like, it's just weird to like jump in and then back out that
we usually
fast.
do longer sessions for games. Will we finally get John to play Breath of the Wild on hard mode?
Ugh.
Nope. John couldn't even make it through Breath of the Wild on mode.
Do they have an easy mode? I don't remember.
It wasn't the difficulty. It was just, I don't know. It was a lot.
It wasn't the difficulty. It was the hardness.
No, it was it's a big open game that I was just like, I can't keep this all in my head at once.
It's very different. If anything, I'm kind of curious how the Zelda franchise is going to feel from here, because they've definitely opened the door very strongly to a more like open world Skyrim experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious. I mean, Breath of the Wild 2 is almost certainly going to be the same, but are they going to keep doing? I mean, they're not going to release 3DS games anymore. Like 3DS has been discontinued as of about a month ago, I think, month or two.
Mm-hmm.
Very quietly at that. So are they going to do smaller, more indie-sized Zelda titles that feel like handheld games that are more like top-down adventures, similar to like Link Between Worlds, or like what? Like I'm curious what's going to happen.
If they have
now.
like a 2-tiered mainline Zelda system where we get like Breath of the Wild style games, but also like Breath of the Wild style, and then we also get like Link's Awakening type top-down, more traditional Zelda-y games.
It seems like, I mean, yes, I wouldn't count a remake for that though. That's the thing. It's like it's still a remake at the end of the day. I'm talking original titles. The last
something
original
new, but in that general mode.
The last one they did like that would have been Triforce Heroes. They haven't really done a new game since
maybe
then
I take
for
it back
that.
because maybe that wasn't.
Triforce Heroes was okay. I think A Link Between Worlds was better, but Triforce Heroes was the best out of the multiplayer Zelda games, I think. Four Swords and Four Swords Adventures were fine. They were a little limiting in their own ways. I think Triforce Heroes was a little better put together. Mm-hmm. Honestly, if they remade Phantom Hourglass and really put some thought into how the game mechanically worked, I'd probably have a lot less of an issue with it. The control scheme for Phantom Hourglass and for Spirit Tracks were my biggest issues with both of those. Spirit Tracks, I also had the issue of, so Phantom Hourglass, you were locked into the boat and islands, but at least you could freely roam the seas. Spirit Tracks, you were locked into specific areas and the railroad tracks. Like you had so much less mobility in that game, so that really bothered me a lot.
I mean, I'm obviously on the wrong channel if this is my opinion, but I'm just like, life's too short to play the mediocre games in a series like Zelda. You know what I mean? It's like I'm never going to go back to Spirit Tracks.
Nor will you have to.
Nor should anyone have to.
Nor should anyone have to.
Yeah, but but yeah, I do want to try and get through Breath of the Wild. Ian really tried hard to get me to play it, so I played it for like a good 8 hours, and I enjoyed it. But it's just like, it's so big.
It is big.
It's so big.
It's
big and mostly empty too.
Yeah. I'm curious how. So my hope for Breath of the Wild 2, I know I've talked about this a lot, is my hope is they can keep the overworld basically the same. They can keep the overworld as empty as it generally is, and especially now that like, Calamity Ganon is over, there can be more stuff but fewer enemies or something. I want the underground to feel more like the original Zelda, especially in terms of dungeon crawling. I want there to feel like real dungeons as opposed to,
I think that's
here
their
are
big
some
opportunity.
Slightly larger shrines.
Right, because that's kind of what felt like it was missing from Breath of the Wild in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And the shrines were also kind of samey after a while.
They did start to feel like, all right, here's my 5 minutes that are here. Like it didn't really like work for me in the same way.
Yeah. But I mean, still beautiful, amazing, cool game that a lot of depth. I just like kind of just fell off of it. It's also it's just such a big fucking world.
It is.
They like show you the map and then they zoom out and then they zoom out again and they're like, look how big our map is. And I'm just like, for me, it was at first a sense of wonder and then an instant sense of anxiety. Like, I don't have time for this. I don't know why.
My assumption is
too many ththey upgrade you. Oh, and I hated that I have to like get a new weapon every 5 seconds.
Yeah, that was annoying. The breakable weapons was like, I get why they did it, but like, yikes. I think what they could do, and seems like they might do, is they might separate Link and Zelda, have you play as both. Zelda has the Sheikah Slate and basically plays like Link from the first game, probably doing stuff above ground, while Link is underground and is actually using like weapons and items and things more like Ocarina of Time or Twilight Princess or something.
Is
like
that just what you want, or is that based on what you think?
No,
it is?
there's been some indications that might be what happens. Zelda's using the Sheikah Slate in the trailer. Link in old concept art had like a shape-shifting arm.
Oh, weird.
Like he might literally lose his arm at some point very
Cool.
early in this. I think he actually gets grabbed on the arm by like the corpse of Ganon or whatever.
Damn.
Um,
Cool. Zelda could use a dark turn here or there.
Yeah, so there might be some interesting stuff that's going on there. I don't know.
That's cool. So you can rush Ganon at any time in Breath of the Wild, but don't you have to have the horse first?
No, you can as soon as
Just
you can
like,
leave the plateau,
I'm
you can
going
run
in.
directly to Ganon and fight him with a stick.
Can you win?
Yeah, people have done it.
Yeah.
Speed runs for the game are literally like, I mean, I know they're under an hour at this point. I want to say it's like, oh my God, how short have they gotten? I remember that at some point they got under like 45 minutes. I don't remember beyond that.
Oh wow, AG said he wants Breath of the Wild 2 to be darker than Majora.
I'm
That's
fine with
cool.
that. I'm totally fine with that. I also, it's interesting. I feel like the darkest game that they did, Majora's Mask is way up there, but I think in some sense, Wind Waker, despite its cartoonish appearance, is sort of darker in its own way, because instead of trying to prevent the apocalypse sort of already happened, and you've got these like remnants of this entirely forgotten society. You've got this dead king trying to like finally rid the world of Ganon. Ganondorf, who is like, by being a boat. Ganondorf, who is going through some kind of at least minor, it doesn't seem like it's an identity crisis, but he's going through like a lot of clarity as to like his original feelings on stuff.
That is true. No, Ganon's characterization was interesting in Wind Waker.
Yeah,
Slightly
I thought that was a
different
neat
visual.
take on him that we haven't really seen. Like he got a little bit of, he was very calculating in Twilight Princess, but he wasn't nearly as there's a name for it where there's kind of like an, I kind of see how they got there ness to a villain.
Right. I know what you're talking about. I don't know the word for it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I found Twilight Princess fairly forgettable in that sense, at least with Ganon. Like he didn't strike me as like interesting or good or different.
Yeah, the longer, I mean, it felt like a super ass pull inclusion of Ganondorf in that. Like it was like, oh yeah, by the way, the bad guy is Ganon, and I think that's the last time they really pulled that, where it's like, actually, Ganon's the bad guy. The closest they came since then was
Midna rules. Sorry,
was it? Oh, Midna's great.
Yeah.
The last time they came close to that was in A Link Between Worlds, but instead they flipped it around because it looked like, oh no, Yuga's going to summon Ganon. And he's going to kick the shit out of Yuga, and then Yuga's like, nah, and then just absorbs Ganon,
right?
like, and becomes
yeah.
Ganon or whatever.
Yeah, Midna, you get cuteness and then babeliness, which is very important.
Yeah.
Tough to balance, but Midna does it.
But I'm curious to see how Breath of the Wild 2 goes. I hope that they'd go for a darker kind of angle on it. Breath of the Wild had its own darkness to it, but the problem was all the darkness was in the past, so it was kind of hard to, like really get into it as much. Like it's all like anytime you got like a flashback, it was like, man, shit was bad, but in the present, it's like, well, there's that angry cloud, and sometimes there's robots, but otherwise, so I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm distracted by the chat. CJ wants Midna in chili form. He'd hit that, which I, remember that time Midna was a spicy pepper. So it's going off the rails. It's just, chat's always fun.
Chat's always a good time.
Do you ever think we could do streaming? We kind of did it for the P-Cross thing, right? We did.
that?
Did we both do video chat for that?
We did, and I think your video was actually like your face. I think was ultimately in the video. I think
Because that was relatively lag-free, right?
it was about a second. It wasn't too bad for Picross. It didn't really matter, but
Totally. But
Yeah.
it also, like, CJ and Felice are the only members allowed to be horny on. Whoa. I mean, we're good. I'm looking at Rick. I'm not necessarily half-mast right now, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, hey, I was going to make a point, but now I'm distracted by not being allowed to be horny anymore. Come on, guys. Jeez, is this the note we're going to end on?
Oh my god.
I want to draw fast casual Midna. Oh my god, amazing.
Minna could have a restaurant.
Midna's Chili Shack.
You'll wolf it down
Hey, nice. Sounds good.
without a shadow of a doubt.
John will bring the horn back for the D-pad. Oh boy.
Doc Midna's wings. There you go. Yeah, that'll do it. The C stands for chain restaurant. Oh my god.
What has Sarah been doing on the channel that you're getting all this commentary here?
What was it today?
Jesus.
In the video that went up today, we were in Hyrule Warriors. We unlocked like a it was like Burly Blacksmiths, and she's like, Burly Blacksmiths. Oh,
Got it. All right. And she made all of her XCOM.
oh
2
yeah, the
characters
Naked Power Rangers for XCOM 2. Forgot about that.
That's my secret.
Hilarious.
I've always been horny.
Well, all right.
Nice,
I think we're gonna call it here.
Okay.
When we come back next time for one of these, it's gonna be the week before, the Friday before Christmas. Christmas itself is a Friday, and New Year's is too. So it's kind of messing up our ability to do that well. So it's gonna be
The pounder.
It's going to be Friday the 18th of December for the next one of these. And for anybody watching this after the fact, if you want to get in on this, you can head to patreon.com/dpatfm, where you can see what we've got available there. We've actually put up a post looking for suggestions on what we can change or add to our Patreon to make it more meaningful to folks and more useful and more interesting and enticing. That's the word. I've been trying to think of it all day.
Seductive.
Enticing to folks. Something that people would want to get in on. So you head to patreon.com/gpatfm and you can take a look there and let us know.
Yeah. Let us know, because if we can encourage you to give us money to do entertaining and dumb things, we're all over that.
Yeah. So
it's really what it comes. Thank you guys. I appreciate all the kind words, by the way. Everyone's being like, I'm glad John's back. He has hair.
Yeah.
Hooray. So thank you guys.
all right. We'll catch you guys later.
All right.
Bye.
Love you all. Bye, CJ, Jeff, Felice, and everyone.